Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Chris. Thank you for stopping by. Look, I'll just go ahead and get this out of the way. I will never ask you guys to like, comment, and subscribe. Instead, I would like to ask you, to be real, be honest. And if you enjoy the content, that's awesome. Um, th- these are my views, my opinions, um, my observations. You don't have to agree or disagree with me. It's all good. We are all gamers, right? So to me, we are all equal, right? There is no one that's superior, right? We're all customers also, and as customers, we all have the right to provide negative feedback or positive feedback, right, regarding these products that we pay money for. Um, in at the end of the day, it is a video game. That's it, right? It's just a video game. This isn't politics, right? This isn't heart surgery. This isn't a life or death situation. Um, and like yeah, this isn't heart surgery. This isn't civil rights. This isn't this is a video game product that we all paid for. And if you guys take this too seriously, then you might not like what I have to say because things are getting dumb in my opinion. They really are. Uh, to me, all this throwing around of you're a pro and you're a casual, or excuse me, I'm a pro and you're a casual. When I hear that kind of lingo, it just reminds me of old school segregation, right? It's like you're wanting to segregate people and separate people into groups, just so you can feel special about yourself because you can push buttons better than the next person, or you have more time on your hands, in your life, or you decide that, I'm going to make a career out of this. And since I've decided to put the title of pro on myself, then anyone that I don't consider to be a pro or at my level, well, then they just, they get dismissed, right? And that type of behavior is getting worse from what I can tell, from what I can see. Fate shared a video the other day regarding this mentality, and this is kind of where I'm just tired of it. If you go back and watch Fate's video from a couple of days ago, he actually shows some footage of some of these people and the way that they talk about gamers, right? Because I don't even like the word casual, right? If you play video games, you're the same as me, right? And nobody has the right to put you down, right? And that's why I'm making this video, right? Yeah, separating gamers into pros, casuals, tourists. It's not productive and it does nothing positive for the community. So this is my channel, right? It's not about making money, subs, views, sponsors, memberships, or to sell you something. I'm not going to want to sell you G Fuel or, try and get you to buy the Ridge wallet or the ice cream maker or whatever the hell they're trying to sell you these days, right? And that's where things get messy is because people, when they get that smell of money, right, they throw their morals out the window. And I've watched this happen. All of a sudden, when they start out humble. They start out, kind and respectful to others, but then they get big, or they, they make a video that goes viral, and then all of a sudden, like their ego just blows up, right? The entitlement starts. The I'm better than you. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't have the right to an opinion. Your opinion is invalid. You're just wasting everyone's time. And you hear this stuff coming from these people, and it's truly embarrassing. I get so tired of hearing these people eh, just rant, right? And they're blowing smoke up their own ass because they're not important, right? They're the same as us. I'm equal to every one of you. I'm not important. I'm not special, right? Just because I played in tournaments back in the day, I'm not going to sit back and say, well, you don't know what you're talking about when it comes to the classic games, right? I'm not going to gatekeep you. I'm not going to lock you out of something. These people, they're making money, right? So it's like, why can't you be humble? You chose to make this a career. right? You chose to do this, right? So my channel is my hobby. I make videos for fun, to create something every day, just for my brain, just for fun, right? If people watch, cool. If they don't, fine. You know, I've watched what's happened to YouTubers. Once they grow up, they change when the money, because the money becomes their motivation, right? They shut down, and they shut down what they used to be, kind and humble and respectful. Um, but then they turn into these entitled snobs, right? And you see this not only with the YouTube influencers, but you also see this in the FGC and the pro community. And if I have to say all, you guys are lost because I'm not talking about all, but for some strange reason, some of you get so defensive. And you think that I'm talking about every one of them, and that's not the case. And you shouldn't have to have a disclaimer, right? Of course, I'm not talking about all. I'm talking about the ones that you can actually see on YouTube. You can go look at how they speak and the way they treat people. It's embarrassing. When I was growing up, all right, and I was part of I guess at the FGC, and I was playing in tournaments across the United States. We didn't behave like this. I spent so much time teaching people. That's what we used to do. We used to create bridges, not burn them. We used to we used to have fun. Like I would enjoy teaching people and hoping the next time that I saw them that they would kick my butt. And I would be grateful because I played a part in that. I would show them my techniques. I would teach them and then they would teach others. We had an amazing community. And I see that as like going extinct. All I see now is a bunch of people whining on the internet, right? And then making up lies and like slandering others if they don't agree. Like back in my day, I'm 43 years old, right? When we disagreed on something, we talked about it and we handled it like adults. These days, if you disagree with someone, all of a sudden you're public enemy number one, and they start slandering you. They start calling you, nasty things, not just making fun, like having a good time and talking trash, but no, they'll say things, regarding like you're a bad parent, or you're a PDF file, or you're a Klansman, or you're part of the white supremacy group. Things that can actually damage someone's YouTube. But they don't care about that. And if you confront them about it and ask them to change it or redact their statement or remove the video of the lies, they say this: well, I don't like the guy, so I can say whatever I want. It's like, no, dude, you should be fined for spreading lies about people. If you do that, in my opinion, you should not be allowed a platform. If you're going around claiming that people are, white supremacists or racists or sexist, homophobic, transphobic, and all this other stuff, and it affects someone's channel, affects their life, and especially if they're trying to make money just like they are, and you lose subscribers and you lose a following base because of that behavior, yeah, you should totally go to court, and you should totally lose your platform. I have no sympathy for people that make up lies, make up slander, and they profit off of it. Like the videos that they make slandering these people are still up and they're still making income. It may not be a lot, but at least they're making something off of slandering someone else. And then you ask them nicely if they'll remove the videos and they're like, "Why should I?" And it's like, because you're making up lies. That's why. You are purposely hurting other people and you don't care. But if their friends are actual racists, or they abuse their mother on camera, or if they scam people out of money and they're caught doing it, they protect their friends. So what you're telling me is that making up lies is okay, but trying to actually point out people that are doing really bad things is, you're going to protect them. Yeah, these people should not have a platform, right? They really shouldn't. They provide receipts or shut up, right? I'm so sick and tired of the YouTube influencers, and the thing is it's also going into the FGC. And once again, I will tell you that I'm not speaking about all, and I shouldn't say have to say that, but people today are weird, right? And it's just, who's going to stand up and fight against this bad behavior, right? You've got people actually defending this bad behavior just because they've created a bias against the person. Well, they only have that bias because people made up the bullshit in the first place, right? And I'm mostly talking about Fate, right? The things that happened to Fate over the last year that I've observed with my own two eyes is disgusting, all right? And I've just kind of sat back. I've helped him and like talked to him as a friend and been there for him, right? But I'm tired of it because somebody's got to do something, right? And I know I'm not. I see according to these only pros and these FGC nerds is that I don't have a platform. So apparently, since I don't have thousands of subscribers, then my opinion is irrelevant. And I think that's another thing that needs to change. Just because you don't have 10,000 subscribers does not make you any better than me. I'm no better than you. Somebody without a YouTube account, with like that makes content, and they just have a normal account, they're just as equal as Maximilian with hundreds of thousands of subscribers, in my opinion. So this whole thing is getting out of hand, and they're getting away with it. And I think it's time that people stand up and start fighting back against this. And I'm gonna say this, and it's gonna irritate some of you, but the left had 10 years of cancel culture and all that crap that they were doing to people, right? And people are finally starting to stand up. Well, I think it's time to start standing up to these YouTubers and these FGC people that go around and telling people like you and me that we're worthless, that our opinion doesn't matter because we're not on stage, right? And I think that's a weak mentality, and it's time that people actually start doing something about it. And hopefully, I don't know how many people will see this. Once again, I don't really care about views. I'm making this video because I'm a little pissed off, and people need to start doing something, right? And it's like what? I mean, if you just go back and look at their behavior, right? So like take a look at a normal YouTuber. They start out, right? And they're humble, they're nice, everything's going good. And then all of a sudden one day they're getting bigger and you'll notice that they will start insulting their own fans, the people that show up. They'll say things like, "Well, if I don't have at least 200 people watching, then this is a waste of my time." Or they'll say, "If you don't donate, get the hell out." Or they'll say, "Oh, you better hit the like button. If you don't hit the like button, then I don't even want you here in the first place." Who are these fucking people? Excuse my language, but who in the hell do they think they are? Right? Their the ego, all of it has gotten to their head, right? And I've noticed a lot of patterns, right? A lot of patterns over the past few years, and I find it pretty much disgusting. Um, that these people are acting like this, and I don't see anybody doing anything about it. And then you have these certain content creators that will purposely create conflict. They will purposely create drama for views. They will purposely make videos starting fights, insulting people, handicapped people, that or they'll start attacking them as parents. They're ruthless, right? And they don't care. And then the sad part is that people actually support this, and then they donate to these people. While what they don't realize is that what their actions are actually harming others. What happened to equality? What happened to all this tolerance and crap that you guys have been waving, flags and signs around, right? Where is this? It looks like you guys only care when it's not affecting you. Well, how about some of us start standing up and actually fighting back against this, right? Because it's getting, the what really pisses me off, they're actually defenders of these people. They will defend the actions even though they know that they're lying and that it's harming someone else. And if it's not harming them mentally, it's harming them financially, because some of these people are content creators that use YouTube to provide for their families. And when you have these these selfish bastards who are creating an environment where they're purposely lying about someone to drag them through the mud, and then you have people defending them. And I noticed this pattern because We have some people in our Discord that do this. It's like it's like when someone attacks Fate, well, all of a sudden it's Fate's fault. Well, he shouldn't have done this or he shouldn't have done that. But whenever someone attacks one of their favorite YouTubers or whatnot, all of a sudden I see shit in the Discord. Well, here's the reason why he did that. Here's the excuse of why it's okay. It's like, no, it's not okay. Quit being a hypocrite, right? And it's just that's what I've been paying attention to, and I've kept kind of quiet. If you go look back at my channel, you will notice that I do not make drama content. I play video games because that's what I am, and I'm nothing more than that. But I'm getting sick and tired of seeing this shit, like people getting away with it. It's time. It's time that anyone that's listening to this that understands what I'm saying, and you make videos, let's do this all together. It's time to take out the trash. All right, and it's just it's getting old, and it's hurting people, right? So it's anyone else getting tired of this pro mentality? I know I am, right? And not all, again, for the third time in the video. But haven't you noticed that these pros, the ones that you know who I'm talking about, they've turned into snobs, they've become entitled, they have this belief of supremacy, they disrespect other gamers, right? The FGC, and in my opinion, the FGC and YouTube are filled with liars, backstabbers, cutthroats, and two-faced gamer supremacists. Yeah, you can quote me on that because they actually believe that they are superior just because they push buttons better and they remember patterns. That doesn't make you better. It means that you're good at what you do, but that doesn't give you the right to stomp on others or to stand on this pedestal that you put yourself on and then spit down on people, right? When Fate shared that video and it showed those two people and then that girl who was showing off her tits so she could get views, yes, I said that, right? It's like, and listen to the way that she talks and listen to the way those people talked in that video, right? Why is nobody standing up and doing anything about it? Those people are not better than you. They're not better than me, right? So it's getting old, and I'm tired of it. I don't know about y'all, right? To me, everyone is equal. Everyone. I actually practice something that most people are bitching about, but they don't actually do it. And it's called equality. I actually believe in true equality. And when I was doing civil rights work back in the early 2000s, same thing. Who I am on this channel and who I am like in the Discord is exactly the same person I am in real life. I don't make up an alter ego or whatever. I am who I am. And it's I mean, like, these guys, they think that they're better. What? You're better at pressing buttons and remembering patterns, right? And it's like, okay, yeah, fine, you're good at that. You chose to make this your job. So when you complain about like like normal gamers, they're like, they're unhappy with the product, and you say something as arrogant as, well, this is, I'm a pro, so my opinion is more important than yours. You are so full of shit, right? And I want to bring this up because it was brought up last night. These pros actually say things like the pro people keep the game alive. The pros keep the game alive. That is probably the most arrogant, egotistical thing I've heard in a very long time from a gaming perspective. To think that the pros, which make up 0.0001% of all the gamers, somehow you guys keep the game alive. No, it's the gamers that keep the game alive. It's the customer. It's the people, the average person that's not even on in a Discord or on YouTube. They just buy the game and they play it at home, and they don't know anything about all of this. They don't watch Evo. They don't do any of that stuff. They just play the video games. Those are the people that keep these games alive, not you pros. You pros chose to make a career out of this, right? And then you want to complain when things don't go your way. I thought for a pro, since it's your job, you should go ahead and adapt. You should go ahead, no matter what's thrown at you, since you're so good and since you bring so much life to the game, you should be able to handle whatever changes the developer brings to the game without you going and crying to mommy. Right? I'm getting tired of the entitlement. Right? I mean, you're good at what you do, and you get respect for that. But that's as far as it goes. You guys act like you built the house. Nah, you didn't. You didn't build the house. You play in the room, right? The people that built the house, are the people that freaking like. I'll just say it. People like me, like you guys, stay in your own lane. I laid the concrete back in 1992 so you could drive on it, right? I know that's going to irritate some people, but it's like whenever you got people coming to me saying, "Well, you're just an old head," and you're stuck in nostalgia and you don't know what you're talking about. It's like okay. If that's what you want to think, then so be it. But you're wrong, right? And it's people like Total MK, people like Fate, people like the Master John, so many people that you know, and then to hear you guys say, "Oh well, this is our game." No, it's not. You guys literally, I've heard you, so many of you say, "Well, this is our game." It's like, no, it's not. It's everyone's game. Right? You guys are so arrogant and so full of shit that you're blinded by your own bias, by your own ego, that you forget that all of us are just playing a game to have fun, and it's no more than that. To you, it's a career, but that's not our problem. You guys chose this, right? And you guys, the arrogance needs to stop. The entitlement needs to stop. You guys need to be humbled. And if I have to keep making videos and or whatever, I'm gonna do it because sometimes people need to be humbled because they don't realize you don't realize what you're doing. You're segregating the community. You might not mean to be doing it, but you are destroying this community. It's the one, and it's just it's really weird to listen to you guys talk. And so be it. I mean, I don't know, YouTube, the influencers, the pros who think that they're so much better, right? You guys are willing to attack people for their opinions, but whenever your friends do something really, really bad, there's crickets. You guys don't say nothing. And it's because you're protecting your own self interest. You care more about your back pocket than you do the game. Just admit that. If you admit that, then fine. Because you are. You care more about the money and your sponsors and your G Fuel and whatever else you can get your hands on, free copies of a game, things like that, access at NRS or whatever. You guys care more about that because if you didn't, you would actually be helping the community by helping what you call casuals. But you're not. You're spitting on them. You're treating them like trash. And then you expect us to donate for your tournament? Show me where the logic is. Why should I donate to your tournament when you're disrespecting the community? I'll wait. And I hope some of you comment. Tell me, why should I donate to your tournament when you have people that are literally standing up high on a pedestal and spitting down at people that you think are inferior? You guys want to scream about, you guys want to call Fate a white supremacist, but then you guys are acting like gaming supremacists. You guys are acting like your shit don't stink. And you guys need to check yourself. You need to be regulated. You need to regulate yourselves. I am all for free speech and all that fun stuff, but when it gets to the point that it's at right now, I have no respect for you. And you know who I'm talking about, right? So you chose to make a career out of it. You chose to take a video game and make money off of it, right? Which is fine. It's a dream job that most people would love to have. I don't need the money. But you know, I guess I can close with this, right? I want everybody to remember that this is not their game. This is everyone's game. This is all of our game, right? Why? And I want to ask you, for all of you people that watch these YouTubers, why do you support people that think and behave like you don't matter and they know what is best for all of us? They think that the words that they speak should be listened to and followed. They believe that they have all the answers. They believe that they are correct and that anyone that disagrees with them is just a problem. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a good one.